Hey guys, Robert here with MudBusters today. We're going to be working on a Polaris SP 570, installing a set of fender flares. So the first thing you're going to want to do on the front, there are 5 locations where you have rivets from the factory that need to be removed before you install your set. So we'll go ahead and pull those and set them to the side. Okay. Then you'll take your MudBusters fender flare and you'll locate 2 holes here that will correspond with these 2 holes. And you can start your installation process there. So grab a couple of the rivets that are included in your kit and put them in those first 2 locations. Now you can go ahead and find the other 3 locations where your rivets came out and install new rivets in those spots as well. And this machine has already had the rest of the rivet holes drilled, so I'll show you where the locations are and explain to you how those go in, but I won't be able to drill them on this machine today. So once you get those factory rivets replaced, you'll go ahead and you'll drill the other 5 locations on each of the fronts and install your new rivets in those holes that you just drilled. When you get all those drilled and snapped in, your front installation is complete. We'll move on to the rear. Now moving on to the upper rear. You'll see this ledge on the inside of your bed panel here. You'll take your MudBuster and you'll put it right up against the inside of that ledge. You'll line it up there and you'll line it up with this front edge. At the back, there's a notch for factory hardware back here by the tailgate. You'll need to be sure to miss that hardware with the notch in your MudBuster, line it up on the inside edge, and then begin to drill. But this machine has already been drilled for flares, so I'll show you the installation points. First one here, and start at the front and work your way back will be easiest. You can put a clamp on this back edge back here to make it a little easier for you. Second location's right here. Drill, insert a rivet, and so on and so forth all the way back. And that's your upper rear complete. Let's move on to the lower rear. All right, moving on to the lower rears. First thing we need to do is remove this rivet right here. Set it to the side, you won't need it again. You've got 3 factory mount points on this machine back here in this area. This rivet hole where you just removed the rivet, and then these other 2 holes come from the factory. You'll notice that you have 3 slotted holes in your MudBuster flare. Now we're going to install into those 3 locations first with a rivet from your kit. Now at this point we have a few more locations to drill, but we don't want to drill until we close that bed panel. So you get the bed down and you'll see that the lower can now be adjusted in and out. So you will want to adjust it where the outer edges of your upper and lower flare match before you drill the rest of those holes. Once you get it to fit like you like it top to bottom, go ahead and drill those other 3 locations and insert your other 3 rivets. And that's it. You have a full set of fender flares installed on your SP 570. Next at our SP 570, we're going to be installing these rear mud guards that protect your battery and your fuel tank. If you have MudBusters already installed, the first thing you're going to need to do is get rid of these 2 rivets from your previous installation. If you don't have MudBusters installed, the holes that we'll be using are factory locations, so there's no drilling to be done with this kit. This lower edge on your mud guard will go in between your skid plate and your factory frame at the bottom and behind this panel here. So you have to put it in at a little bit of an angle to get it started, but once you get it where it needs to go, it basically falls in place. And you've got 2 bolts from your kit on each side. You'll line up the mounting holes. Get your hardware started top and bottom. And once you get it started, just tighten them up and you're good to go.